4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. Whoa, 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 ha!
What's going on? What's going on?
Welcome to a little thing that we call the Cipher. I am your man, Marcus the Kid Warren, and with me, as always, is my man, Muff. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Had a good day yesterday. I posted a pic at a couple of my students at my at the school that I work at.
Yeah, I saw that.
And we actually met the three doctors, the three brothers who actually came from hard circumstances and became doctors, and they have a great message, and we actually got to speak to them in detail about some of their stuff. And you know what's cool about them cats, man?
Tell me what's cool about them cats.
Man, in addition to them working hard, it's a lot cool about them. Them dudes are straight hip-hop.
Really?
Straight up. They got to read the book. The book is a pack. Read that book, man, straight up, man. Them dudes straight hip-hop.
Oh,
and that's, it's funny because they're like in our age range. Point of the matter is that, we mentioned this before, hip-hop has grown up. Just because you get older doesn't mean you stop listening to hip hop, right? One of the things that Sam, Dr. Sam, I think he was speaking about the fact that it was actually George, who was a dentist of the other three doctors.
Okay.
He was talking about even when after he graduated was going to med school, where he had to kind of find himself, because he found himself when he come pulling to the parking lot, turning his music down, so on and so forth. But then he realized that other people were coming there, they weren't really compromising who they were. You know, they kept real in their own way. So why should he do it? You know what I mean? And it takes a self-awareness for you to be that way and for you to be comfortable with that. I wouldn't do that. You know, I spent years being a broker. You know what it was? I remember coming to the parking lot. Okay, I gotta turn this black moon down there. But after that, man, you are who you are. Now, the thing about it is, as long as you're successful with this, you do, you're comfortable and confident with what you do, you don't care what nobody thinks. Right. But that's a whole different issue. I don't want to digress, man. What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about a dude. Well, you know what, Muff? I mean, people who've seen this segment know that we don't always agree. But the one thing that we do agree on,
what do we agree on?
Who is the hottest MC out there?
Wow, KRS-one.
KRS-one, everybody knows that. Yes, sir.
And he's still number one.
Ain't nobody gonna take Chris off of it. Ain't nobody gonna take Chris off of it.
Scotland Rock.
Oh, rest in peace.
Scotland Rock. Bum, 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 bum. Okay.
The bridge is over. The bridge is over. But anyway, we're going to talk about KRS-one in a minute, but I want to make sure that everybody knows where they can get a hold of us, and y'all have been sending us a lot of email, a lot of comments on our YouTube. We love that. As always, keep them coming, whether you like us, whether you hate us, whether you don't agree with us, whatever it is, just keep your comments coming in, because we like to hear that. As long as you are real hip-hop, as long as you have a real opinion about hip-hop, we love your opinions.
Even if you don't know what you're talking about, get at us. Because I like y'all too.
Okay, y'all too. Y'all can come on in and join the conversation. But anyway, you can reach us at our email account, which is kidandmuff44@gmail.com. That's kidandmuff44@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook, where a lot of y'all been commenting and stuff like that, and hitting us up and everything. And we also always appreciate that. We are the Cipher Crew on Facebook.
That we are.
Now I got another thing I was going to ask you, and I want everybody's opinion on this, because you know what, this whole Twitter thing is kind of blowing up, and and I don't Twitter. I might tweet every once in a while, but I'm the type of dude who's like, who cares what I think? You know what I'm saying? I do this, and I don't care. I don't think half the people who watch it care what I think. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, why should I Twitter? So maybe we should start Twittering and see what people think.
Well, yeah, we got to step our Twitter game up. But the thing about, like I told you, like I mentioned beforehand, a lot of cats, famous cats who have a lot more to lose than we do, they tend to Twitter without really thinking, and it becomes big news. See, I can put something nonsensical up there, and not have it come bite me in the butt.
That is very true.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys who have a lot more to lose. To me, if I'm blessed enough to become a multi-millionaire, I'm gonna think 2 and 3 times before I post something up there. I'm not just gonna put it out there, man. And so that is the big thing. So, but it's a lot of stuff that's been happening that I've been getting back on the Twitter thing a little bit more, and I'm going to be more consistent with it. So we do have a lot to say, both you and I. So we're going to be stepping up our Twitter game a little bit more. So make sure you guys get at us on the Twitter thing.
On the Twitter tab. Okay, but going back to Facebook, my man Muff found this really cool interview with the Blast Master KRS-one himself, and that's what we want to talk about today. We usually talk about reviews of music and stuff like that, but we're going to switch it up a little bit and get on KRS-one's tail, because this was an awesome interview. I mean, it wasn't so much an interview, to be totally honest with you. It was just KRS just opening up a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing about it, just to give you a background with Cipher Crew about what we do here. I know that we've been mostly doing reviews, but we kind of got our start as the Cipher Crew, actually doing a radio show where we talked about, of all things, politics.
Right.
I know politics people, straight up.
Yeah, politics straight up.
No hip hop, nothing. Republicans, Congress, president,
all kinds of stuff.
You know, we went there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we actually found what we've always been passionate about is you know, is hip hop. So I'm glad and we're blessed to be able to do this. But that said, yeah, on the internet, found this great thing on YouTube where KRS-One was speaking at the University of Las Vegas.
Right.
Excuse me, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Excuse me, at UNLV. And it was interesting because, and one of the reasons why we decided, guys, to actually do a show about this, because we had a few comments on our page regarding that interview. And what I found out, especially among younger hip hoppers, I think KRS can be quite polarizing.
Okay.
You know, in a way more polarizing when we always kid each other about you know, the Biggie Eminem thing. That's polarizing for different reasons. But KRS-One, I think some people don't like, some of the younger people, now this is Muff's opinion of Cipher Crew.
Okay.
I think that some of the younger hip hoppers who don't like it, they say, okay, KRS-One should just shut up. He think he knows this and that. He's not all that, so on and so forth. I hear a lot of that, and I read a lot of it on the internet too, not just from our page, but what I've been seeing on the internet in general about KRS-One.
Okay.
And from my perspective, I think that a lot of people get upset at KRS-One because they don't really have they're not looking at it through the eyes that we're looking at it through him. Remember when we remember Criminal Minded when it came out. I wrote about this on my page. I've seen KRS-One in 1992 give a lecture that had very little to do with hip hop, yet and still was quite deep. He's a deep thinker. That's what he is. That's what he does. And another thing is, I also wrote that I'm very, very, very proud that KRS-One is a spokesman for hip-hop and speaks about it the way that he does, because there's not many people in hip-hop that can articulate what hip-hop is better than KRS-One. Name one. You know, look, I don't want guys up there cooning talking about the art form that I'm proud of. Yo, this is what it is. Yo, so, no.
Let me take out my piece, son. let me pull up my pants for a second, son. You know,
guys like him, and that, you know, even in Jay-Z falls into that category, really, if you listen to him nowadays.
Oh my goodness, Jay-Z is very, very...
Yeah, you know, but there's not a whole lot of people who do that, and nobody does it better than KRS-One. He's able to break down what hip-hop really is from his experiences. He was talking about the Kool Hercs and African Bambatas, what their influences was. Who else in hip-hop really knows that? Nobody in hip-hop is going to tell you that Kool Herc got his start, really, or his style from James Brown, or African Bambaataa really got their style from Sly and the Family Stone. You know, you got to be a hip hopper and know and be around to understand really what that means and how that works into the whole history of hip hop and how it came to be.
Right.
All right. So there's several things that he talked about that we kind of want to see, and like, you know, when you look at Cipher Crew, you know, I'm Muff. I'm more into beats and I actually do some producing myself. Kid is actually, I know you guys got a sample of some of his rhyming skills, and you probably were surprised that this dude is actually quite dope. But I don't want to digress and go over and jock this cat. I hear it for that deal. You told me I was dope. Nah, you can't say I'm white because you said it's okay. But yeah, there's certain things that, you know, I wanted to kind of go over, and I think, and I want to get your perspective really from a lyricist perspective. Okay, now number one, we went into the whole battle situation here.
Yes, sir.
About, you know, and the guy who was actually questioning KRS-One was talking about the fact that KRS-One, our battles are different. How he has battles written for everybody in the top 10, ready to go, fresh and ready to go. He also talked about the fact that, you know, if somebody is that raw on a mic, he knows about, he's simply not going to lose because he stays sharp. He writes like every 3 months. He said, every 3 months I'm writing.
You write an album.
So I'm coming with. Let me ask you. This is the question I'm asking. I want to get wordy here. My question to you is this: as a battle, if you know you're going into a battle, you have to be able to be freestyle, but you can't tell. I listen. Now I'm a great listener. I know what I'm listening to. Not every great freestyler comes with just straight freestyling off of the dome. Like, you gotta have something written. If you straight freestyling, you got to be like, okay, he mentioned he won't battle Supernatural because he's been around him too much, and I know that. I know Supernatural is a beast, and I'll go back there in a second. But as an MC, is that the case? Do you always go and say, look, I got to have some things written in addition to coming off the dome and work that in a way to where it doesn't sound like it's one or the other totally?
Right. Well, it's a little bit of both. I mean, in my case, you know, yeah, you might have your bag of goodies. You know what I'm saying? You might have a couple things, like a couple insults, like general insults for somebody. You know what I'm saying? But once you get there, you have to really quick. Really think about it. Look at this dude. Okay, I'm gonna talk about his hat. Yeah. I'm gonna talk about his black. I'm gonna talk about his black jeans. I'm gonna talk about his Timbs.
Right.
Then that's how you have to be quick, and that's where the MC and the skill comes in. I'm not gonna say every time that I ever battle rhymed anybody or anybody out there who's battling just makes everything up. You know what I'm saying? The way I can just say this from personal experience. And, you know, you go into it with something in mind, what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? But once you get there, you say, okay, well, look, you know, I'm going to fill in the blanks with this, and this, which makes it personal, which makes it more of a personal affair, which makes it seem like you might be making up everything off the dome. Now, can people do it? Sure, I'm sure there are people who can. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like you were saying, Super Nat, he is. That is Supernatural.
Not to digress too much from on Super. Well, let's talk about the Supernat situation because KRS-One said it which surprised me that he was able to be this transparent. He said, "Man, I will not battle Supernat because I know better." I'm quoting KRS. I shut my mouth around Supernat because he knows that he's that freestyling dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that ties into some of the issues we have been speaking about beforehand. I mean, anybody in their right mind knows hip-hop knows that KRS-One is a better MC than Supernatural. That's without saying. But we know that Supernatural is an exceptional freestyler. You can, I mean, I've never heard a better freestyler than Supernatural. I've never heard him. And I've listened to a lot of freestylers. I've heard some dope freestylers. But I've seen heard Supernatural just eat cats. It's ridiculous. You know, you take the whole battle with him and Juice. And Juice is that dude on the mic. Juice is a free. I've heard a lot of Juice before. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go on the internet and put in Supernatural versus Juice, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about here. He rips Juice a new one. You know, to the point where, like on his third go round, he comes in there battling with the Biggie voice. That's crazy. You know. That said, though, Supernatural is exceptional in that. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't necessarily make him a better MC. And I think that's one of the things that you and I even talked about. I want to get into the old Eminem, Biggie. We beat that to death. But you can be good in one aspect of one aspect of MCing. Doesn't necessarily make you the overall best MC. This is my case. This is what I was going to tell you.
Okay.
For instance,
please.
We all know when we bared witness to Freeway getting killed by Cassidy on the internet. Okay, on the YouTube. Everybody listening have seen this. And Cassidy ate up Freeway so bad till I was embarrassed for Freeway. I was because I like Freeway. I'm like, wow, that's crazy, right?
Okay.
But that said, to me, Freeway's a better MC than Cassidy.
Okay.
Okay. Track record alone, you'll see that. You can't tell me that Cassidy's catalog is better than Freeway's. Number one, you ain't gonna tell me that. You can't sell me on that. Number two about that is the fact that, yes, to me it's a fact, right? In my opinion. Cassidy doesn't sound as good on a beat than Freeway. I think I said that grammatically incorrect, but so what is hip-hop? Freeway sounds better on beats than Cassidy to me, always.
Well, but that's an opinion.
Yeah, you know, I mean, his flow, I dig his flow. I love the way he sounds. I dig flow. I've always been a Freeway fan. But I do acknowledge that he got roasted on the internet by Cassidy in that studio.
Yeah,
okay?
I think certain people need to be very, very careful about who they go up against. And I mean, I think that maybe people are sleeping on Cassidy a little bit, but Cassidy is not really a joke.
No, he that dude.
Yeah, and because I mean, it's like, personally for me, it's like you say Cassidy, you know, I'm like, well, okay, yeah, you know, he's nice, he's alright, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say alright, but I know free. Okay, here's the other side of it, right? Okay, we're big fans back in the '90s. Who we used to work? We used to love J. Rue the Damager, right?
Oh,
J. Rue is not a freestyler though. He'll tell you that. I've heard him say that. I don't freestyle really.
I've seen him do some. Oh well, okay. Actually, you know, you're probably right, but I've seen him battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen him do some of the things that I just finished explaining like a minute ago. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him make a rhyme personal. You know what I'm saying? Don't get on mic and this dude's breath smells, his mic smells like Dookie, whatever. Yeah. You know, but go ahead.
It doesn't mean that he's great at doing it, though.
True that.
You know what I mean? You don't look at the way he rhymes. It doesn't lend himself to being a good freestyler. If you look at the way he rhymes,
okay.
You know, because he almost like his style of rhymes is almost like offbeat kind of. You know, if you listen to how.
That's that rugged, like early '90s drum. Yeah, where you actually purposely missing the beat a little bit. You're hanging off of the 8 count.
Right. What you gonna do when roll up on you when you don't have your crew? You know, that type of thing. Whatever. Point of the matter is, you know, you can be good in one aspect and not good in another aspect. Another thing that KRS-One, getting back to our original point, was the whole battle, how battles can be won by doing things that are out of context. How he said that Bismarcky, you go up there to Biz, and those of you, my young hip hoppers, don't know who Bismarcky is, just understand that he put out, You got what I need.
Got your friend, but you say you shut the friend. Oh, man, you.
Right, which is a classic, but yeah, right. You know, it's funny too, because for us hip hoppers who really know hip hop, you know, it's like Busy wasn't necessary. Biggie and like Dougie Fresh have like their own category of the type of MCs that they are. You know what I mean? Because of the beatboxing and the animation and the special, like they're different. They're like different types of MCs. Point of what I'm saying is, Bismarcky was able to just dance according to KRS-One and win battles by just doing the biz and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? People could do things that are out of context. He said Dougie Fresh, or specifically the Get Fresh crew, which Dougie was a part of, Dougie would get up there and actually do, you know, that whatever he would do, and win battles that way, strictly by beatboxing. After dude to sit up there and sit up there and does MC, you know, hard as he possibly could. Also, I thought what was interesting about the battle portion of that thing, and I'll let you jump in here, was the whole issue with him and Nelly, and the Nelly battle. And he actually mentioned the fact that he was saying, like he read on the internet, KRS-One did, that people were saying, well, why is it that KRS-One even wasting time with this cat battling him?
I was probably
actually, it's funny. I thought of the same thing, but KRS-One said, "Look, I battle whoever. You know, that's just what it is." So that. I guess that's true to hip hop. We didn't just laugh it off. Now, for instance, you know who does that? Like Jay-Z does that. Jay-Z ain't gonna waste time with you. If you go battle with Jay-Z and you ain't got until he is gone, that's cool. That's cute. Yeah, you know, it's like you did something he thinks is cute, probably.
Yeah, you know,
look at you thinking. Look at Beans. He up there trying to bring. Jay, he up there looking, man. He needs some love. Somebody go hug him.